Hello everyone and welcome back to Divine Journey 2, or episode 2. Definitely feels weird saying that already, but last episode we got our smeltery online, we started into Immersive Engineering, and we summoned Baycock and did a bunch of dance rituals. However, I went AFK just to finish up the last bit of steel in the blast furnace, and I guess something came and killed all of our passive mobs. So we no longer have those, which is giving me reason to move. Now, it's a nice quaint little area we have in the corner here, but there's not much room for expansion. So I'm thinking of going just in behind us here and starting to build something. So let's jump into that. And I'd say that was a successful base move. Now, obviously this isn't much quite yet, but as we expand out these sections, have little corridors and such, we'll be able to have a nice base going on. Now, everything here is chunk aligned for Immersive Engineering, but post Immersive Engineering, we won't care too much about lining everything in chunks. We'll keep a similar standpoint, but for the most part, I just want to have enough space for all of our machines first of all, and then after that we'll see how we want to design the base, but I think this is a good layout for now. We need some more bloodied stone, so back to the target demo we go. And that should work nice and fine. So we have just extract and insert for all of our coal coke and coke. So coal blocks will go in here. I probably should do this first. I'll lock it and then I'll throw the coal in. And then that'll just spit right back out as you see. And yeah, all of this is on round robin. It gets put into the 6. And then back here we just have these servos pulling out the creosote oil into this tank. Maybe I can set up a void for it, but I think for now it should be fine. We'll just keep crafting treated wood as we need it. Speaking of treated wood, we made a bunch. And that's because I want to make some water wheels. So 6 of them should be good. I made too many segments, but it's fine. And then with these guys, we need a kinetic dynamo. Should that be a quest? I feel like that should be a quest. Oh, we need the connectors as well. So something like that should get us the quest. We need 2 of them. Of course we do. That should be the quest. There we go. And this will give us some more coils as well as wire cutters, which is nice. However, the coils is the nicest one because now we only need, what, 16 of these. Perfect. And then with that, we'll make 2 kinetic dynamos. Is that not a quest? Oh, we have to make an LV capacitor first. Oh, no, we don't. So we'll make 32 more. We're gonna need a lot more copper here in a bit. But for now, what we'll do is we'll make, what's this? This guy? And 1 LV capacitor. Nice. And I don't think anything else in here we'll use right away. No, it doesn't seem like it. I do need to plant some hemp though. Yeah, we'll probably need some industrial hemp down. But I do want this blast furnace next, obviously. That's why we're getting our power up and running. So I'm thinking we go both water wheels here, and then they'll feed into a central LV capacitor in the middle. And then we'll use that as a battery buffer for all of our cables going down this stretch, and possibly down that stretch, and however we decide to wire up our base for now. But yeah, I think we'll just do water wheel for now, and it acts as pretty central for our entire base. You know what? I don't think it looks that bad. I did a bit of trial and error to get them in the shape I wanted, but they're not horrible to say the least. They could definitely look a bit better, but I don't know. I'd rather just not have giant water wheels like hidden to say the least, because then our power is coming from nowhere. Plus we need it in the air to have our cables travel in the first place. So normally I would probably just hide these underground, but I think it looks fine. Nevertheless, we do have to hook these up to power. So if we do something like this, it should work. And then all we have to do is set this to energy input, and that guy will be getting power immediately. And obviously, it's not the best power generation. If we wanted to, we could set up more water wheels, but in all honesty, these 2 water wheels are going to be obsolete very, very soon. We're going to get into actual power, maybe thermoelectric, maybe diesel. We'll have to see what's easier to do. But yeah, for now, we'll just leave those. Oh wow, okay, this tank is already full, by the way. We are definitely going to need some excess overflow for creosote. You know what? We could use the hardened upgrade kit that we got. Yeah, there we go. Will this work? Oh, it loses holding. Well, that's annoying. Why does it lose holding? Well, that's dumb. Yeah, that's really, really dumb, actually. Because if we upgrade this, they're both going to be 80,000 tanks if we use this. I guess we won't do that, unfortunately. Wait, what if I place it down and do it? This might still get rid of my holding enchant. Oh no, okay, the holding stayed. Nice. We'll just do it like that for now. 200 buckets of creosote should be more than enough. And then, like I said, we'll avoid the excess once we get it. But for now, like I said, the first thing I want to get set up is a metal press. So if we go into our manual here, simple machines. If we head into our manual here, that is absurdly fast for some reason. There we go. And this will probably use up the rest of our steel, so I do want to get the steel going as well. And I should actually just set that up right now. Where are our blast bricks? I have them somewhere. There we go. And we'll give it enough space for now. And that should be good. We'll just let that run. So we need 2 steel scaffolding. One of these guys, which requires some stone. We'll make one of those. Luckily, we have infinite pistons from our village. Oh, we need some more treated leather. Okay. And then we just need 1 heavy engineering block, which is definitely the most expensive thing we have had to make so far. Oh wow, we need a few things here. We're going to need both the crafting component one, as well as the metal press one, which is very expensive. That's 5 steel plates. Common projectiles we don't need, and we don't need electrodes for a long time. Also, that requires HOP graphite, so it doesn't matter. Also going to need a printing press mold, it seems. This is still so funny to me that this is how you have to make a crafting table. Like, mind you, once you have 82, this isn't like a bad recipe necessarily. You still need 4 different recipes just to make your crafting table. Like, it almost feels like there should be a better recipe at some point in the game, but there's not. But when you think about it, this is 4 recipes you need just to make a crafting table in your ME system. 4 recipes to make your crafting table. I think it's just very funny. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just funny. Okay, we'll go with this guy here for now. The only one we're going to make for now is the plate mode. So we'll grab plate, and then we will grab steel mechanical component as well. And we need 2 of them. One thing we don't have is electrum, which means I'm just going to need to alloy some silver in this guy. And we don't have any electrum, and I assume we're going to need a lot at some point. You know what? Let me just take 8 of that out. We'll alloy 8 worth. Nice. And that's that guy, and then we can simply build this guy up. So assuming our power is going here, our blast furnace will have preheaters on both sides. I want it central because it does lose power the further it goes. Yeah, I guess we'll just do it right here for now. Then smack it with a hammer, and we have a metal press online. Look at that. And instead of making my own terracotta, I don't know why I haven't just come over here and stolen a bunch. Make my life a lot easier. Also, this orange terracotta might work pretty nicely for our base. Yeah, I guess we won't need these side pieces for now. But if we want to run HV wires beside these, then we'll use them. But yeah, for now, that's not what I meant to do. For now, all we'll do is just connect it like that. And if we set this guy to output, connect it up, this guy is immediately powered, and we still have a decent buffer. Perfect. So if we slap the press mold on here, not jump into the wires, I might make some Faraday armor. Can we make it aluminum plates? Yeah, easy. Easy. Yeah, we'll make Faraday armor just because I will do this and get shocked every time we jump. And it's not like we're fighting many mobs right now. If we want to go out, we will switch our armor. But yeah, this will be the system. It's not the prettiest, obviously, but it is pretty standard. We just connect the wires every 7 or so blocks. And then, yes, there will be power loss the further we go, but I think it should be fine for now. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to upgrade our blast furnace. However, each one of these reinforced blast bricks require a steel plate, and then the preheaters themselves aren't too bad. It's just a bunch of iron sheet metal as well as an external heater, which is some more steel and copper. So it's not too bad, but yeah, we will definitely get this fixed up, and I'll probably center it on this guy just for now temporarily. And then yeah, I guess we should automate this for what it's worth, which means I'm going to need myself a matic. I will go ahead and make myself a bronze matic, however. You know what, why am I making the thing out of helmet? I can just make another iron toolkit. I'm also going to make the other side out of bronze as well. Why not? And you know what? Since we can use this test dummy to get effects similar to how we get the blood, what we're going to do is we're just going to bring it with us so we never have to eat again. I really have to make that Faraday armor. I'm going to end up actually dying jumping like that. But yeah, when we get back, this garden here should all be grown. We place down some worms. We'll come and harvest it. Go do a bit of mining because there's still a lot more to do, but we do have a bit of power online, which is super cool. Okay, the main thing is getting all this copper smelted up immediately, as it is our biggest bottleneck at the moment. So may as well test out our press here. So if we just throw these on, they should all get picked up. Yeah, perfect. And then eventually we will automate this with conveyors, or with chests and stuff. But for now, this is exactly what it'll be. And there we go. I just prefer doing it in ingot form. It's slightly faster than doing blocks, in my opinion. Obviously, there's still the drying time and all that. Why aren't you working? There we go. But yeah, we'll just do it this way. Have it all nice. I also made this clear glass because I wanted to place it in here like this. I don't know if that looks good. No, I don't like it. Took a step back, didn't like it immediately. We'll just leave it like that for now. I might do this side, so it's like more of a window, but who knows? We'll leave it. But now that we do have copper, I can go ahead and throw it all on the press over here. To be honest, I don't know why I'm planting food. It's not like I'm gonna need it. Like I said, we're just going to use our engineer's dummy here. Whenever we need food, we can just sit here and do this. And our saturation is full. But I do want to come over here and break all this. Wow, worms are really strong, aren't they? Okay, so conveyor is what we wanted, so we need one of these. And we have the slightly larger version, so I'm gonna go with these, just so it's uniform. Will that work? Yes, it does. Awesome. Oh, I should have done that one forward, just so we had space for this. But you know what we can do? Oh no, that'd be ridiculous if we did that, right? It would be ridiculous if we did this. This would be stupid. Where are my conveyor belts? Oh, this is dumb. If we do something like this, will it work? This is dumb and overcomplicated for no reason. But I do have the conveyor belt, so it's not that big of a deal. Let's make some more copper plates. Will that work? It will. Okay. Oh, this is so dumb. Yeah. I mean, it looks goofy, but then we can just put our input here, take our output right here. Slightly more convenient. Definitely more ugly though, but we'll use it. Okay, this quest didn't complete for some reason, so I guess we're going to have to take the thing down. But while we do wait, what I want to do is get the blast furnace set up immediately. So that is the reinforced blast bricks, which means we're going to make 27 steel plates. And we'll let this finish off for what it's worth. Okay, we'll just do the steel. It's so funny, man. But it does work for what it is. I mean, I also could place the chest. I'm pretty sure conveyors automatically go into chests, so we could place it like at the same level. I just think this looks kind of funny, so we're gonna keep it. We'll go ahead and tear this old guy down, and actually we can just do it in our inventory. Potentially, there we go. So the way this guy works is it needs a hopper on top of it, which I don't have on me, which I did have on me. I opened my inventory and they were right there. And right click it, we get the new blast furnace. Now this will work right out of the box, so we can throw iron and coal coke in here, and it will work right out the box, and it will be slightly faster. However, the power of this guy comes in the fact that A, you can automate it, so chest, hopper, chest, whatever, and throw some preheaters on the side with power. Now, obviously, we will have multiple metal presses in the future, but for now, we're just going to interchange them as we need. And that means I probably should throw any other... I guess we'll just store them in the bottom of this chest for now. It's not like this chest is ever going to overfill. So I'm pretty sure... Okay, it is the plate, but we do get 2 in return instead of just 1. So I'm going to make a bunch of copper wires. You know what? We'll just make a stack of them. Or 2 stacks of them, I guess, in that case. Awesome. And that should give us 2. Look at that. We like to call that full automation. It's not actually. Now, I don't know if water wheels can keep up. You won't know until you try. Our osmium should be done. Yes, it is. Perfect. So we'll make 2 of those. And that is 2 preheaters. Perfect. It is a quest. And did I place that incorrectly? I did. There we go. Do a little something like this. And this guy should be much, much faster now. Yes, look at that. I mean, obviously, comparatively, it is still pretty slow. I just want to see how well the power is keeping up. Okay, we seem to be full power, and these guys are only using about 32 IF per tick, so that's not too bad, and this is marginally faster. So what we'll do is these guys auto output, so the steel will output in the front, and then the slag will output in the back, and if we just slap a hopper on top, these will automatically input, and we won't throw a chest on top. We're never going to be doing more than 5 stacks at a time. Need that Faraday armor, especially once we get to HV wires. I will literally smelt myself to death with the wire. But if we come over here and throw a bunch of iron in, grab our coal coke, and as it is an improved blast furnace, this coal coke gets used more efficiently, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, we do have a much better steel production setup now, and down the line I might do another one right beside it. Depends on how much steel we're going to need, which I assume is a lot, but I also haven't checked other ways to make steel. I assume mechanism will be our next friend. I mean, it might be the arc furnace, but I also assume it's probably mechanism, because this looks like the next step. in power, and it does seem like that's the case because it requires a bunch of steel. Oh, it requires us to make biodiesel. Interesting. I assume we can make, okay, I was gonna say, I assume we can make it in a refinery. Okay, so we need biodiesel. Cool. And now that we have our blast furnace up and running, that still will take a decent amount of time to get processed. So I'm thinking we head into the Nether. As I believe the Nether is a key requirement for the next few chapters, we're going to need the roots mod as well as probably need it for mechanism as well, I assume. I haven't looked too much into it. I assume it's just this. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll head into the Nether really fast and see what all the hype's about. This might go really bad. Hello? Wow. Okay. Oh, there's just blazes out in the open. That's cool. Well, I'll take that. Don't mind if I do. Oh, they're shooting at me already. Well, luckily we have these. Oh, I stepped in something. Oh, goodness. Yeah, this is going to go bad, isn't it? Can I get fire resist? Nice. We got fire res. Alright, I'm going to take a look at the quest book because I assume there is a specific Nether section, like an exploration quest or something. And then we'll figure out what we need to actually gather while we're in here. Or at least on a first trip. Does this explode? No. Okay. You never know nowadays. Okay, there seems to be a lot of stuff to gather in the Nether, actually. We already have a wither skeleton skull, so that's kind of cool. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's a lot of exploration, it seems. And I assume we're going to need a lot of this stuff for future quests. So something like eggplants will be used in the roots mod. And I assume that's going to be a lot of the stuff in the Nether. Even though this quest is after the roots mod, I assume they're intertwined in that sense. And yeah, it seems like we're going to have to do a lot of stuff in the Nether. But it seems more of a collection task. Like, we're just be collecting a lot of stuff, which isn't too bad. There'll probably be some ores in here later that we're going to need as well. So we'll end up coming back. That thing's not friendly. Goodbye, good sir. I will take the cobalt, because I know this will definitely be useful. I assume we'll need manulin, or just cobalt for something potentially. Cinnite ore? That was on the quest, wasn't it? I'll take the black bushes. I'm just going to collect a bunch of stuff, and we'll see where it gets us. Now, I will say, imagine Tinker's Tools had leveling in this pack. I would just sit here and farm with my infinite durability. It is nice with these high HP mobs, though. We do have infinite food in the Nether. Now it's just a goal to find some ardite. Okay, what does this stuff do, by the way? Turns into a rich gum, which is used for mechanism. Okay, so we're going to need to gather a decent amount of this stuff. Oh, but it also needs HOP graphite. Okay, so we're going to have to do a lot of more immersive engineering, obviously. I'll take the nether quartz. I'll take the ardite. I'm going to say these are also important. Aha, they're used for baffle caps, which make pasture seeds, mutated ones. They also make infernal bulbs, okay, which are used for empowered stonier crystals. See? Everything's important in here. However, I do assume there is going to be a way to farm this later on. That could be a crazy thought. I knew it was going to poison me. I even read the quest and it says it was going to poison me. Well, that was a quest at least. Wait, that's a kind of insane sword, no? 20 damage and 1.6 attack speed? How hard is a tordite ingot? Oh, it's just an ore. You know what? If we kill another one of those plasma things, I think that would actually be kind of worth to make. We're going to collect some more of this Cinnite. Wow, that wasn't even close. I'm going to collect some more of this cinnamon ore because I don't know what else to call it. Excuse me, good sir. Thank you. I'm going to collect more cinnamon ore. And apparently, according to the Immersive Engineering quest, we can use this with an external heater to soup up our furnaces. And obviously we're using inferium furnaces, which are already 15% faster than a regular furnace. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we have a good furnace on our hands that can just kind of power through early game smelting for what it's worth. Also, there's some draconium down here and an ore I do not recognize. Ooh, diamond. Thank you. I don't actually know how much I need for this. I just know it's the main ingredient in the cinnamon forge. So I'll collect a lot. So we're going to make the Cinnite forge as well as an external heater. And this one is easier than the other one, obviously. That we can easily make. And technically speaking, if we just run over here, where do we want this? If I'm going to have zombies annoying me all day, I really gotta light them up. Yeah, there's so many mobs down here. I do wonder, is there a mob torch in here? It doesn't look like it. Oh wait, there is. How bad is it? You know what? I'm gonna go on a limb and say we cannot make this. Energized glowstone we can make. Crystalline brown slime ingots. Oh, you know what? This isn't that bad, right? When do you get into industrial foregoing? Okay, it's post Tesla core and Ender IO. What's this? Just some steel. Okay, so it's some Ender IO we gotta do. And we can make this with an alloy kiln from IE. Okay, but it is a decent amount of Ender IO. Okay, you know what? I think this is definitely going to be a goal. If I can get a mega torch up, we'll be in a really good spot. Doesn't seem that expensive. Where is Ender IO in the quest book? I'd assume it would be mechanized, but it's not. Huh. Okay, so apparently it's way down here in chapter 11, but I feel like we could get this pretty fast. I might be crazy. There might be something I'm like clearly missing, but I want this. This is a goal. I think we're a little far off right now, a little ambitious, but that's what I want. Oh, you know what? I never mixed the nickel and iron in here. Whoops. So if we do this alone, this should work, potentially. Does it not work with inferium furnaces? That could be the case, but I also might need to select an output. No. Does it only work with a regular furnace? Okay, it does. So only with a regular furnace does it work, so far at least. And if we slap a cinnamon forge beside it, we should be able to cook. This requires a decent amount of netherrack. And what's really nice about this is it just means we never need to waste coal in a furnace, and we can always use our coal for these coke ovens here. And I assume we can actually use all of the outputs. So if I do furnace here, and then Cinnite forge in both corners, I assume it'll work. Just on a limb. Hello, Mr. Cyclops. Are you just going to use my platform as your new home? Well, I'm not having that. No offense. Wait, do they get shocked by the... Oh, they do. Oh, wait, I have a Cyclops guard. I know they're harmless if you don't attack them, but this is very funny. In all fairness, they didn't do anything. Alright, time to get some food. Oh, can you not make Constantin plates with that guy? Seriously? Oh, you know what? We changed it to the wire mill. I was going to say, what? That's crazy. There we go. That they're waiting for to make my plates, and it's absolutely not doing anything. Let's make another one of these guys. What am I missing? Oh, nether bricks. Okay. Be able to make 2 forges. Okay. And if we slap these guys down, is it really that much faster? Or are these just faster furnaces? Oh, I might have completely misunderstood. These might just be the furnaces themselves. Okay, yeah, these are just furnaces. But it doesn't seem that much faster, I'm gonna be honest. Oh no, it's okay, never mind. It's much faster. Well, not much faster, but it's a bit faster. Okay, I thought I could get away with using these to power up our inferium furnaces free of power, but I mean, that's still not a bad solution. We don't need any coal to power these guys, and our water wheels are not really keeping up, to be honest. Okay, that does drain a bit more power than I thought it would, but that's because we were running both the metal press, the improved blast furnace, and the furnaces all at once. Normally, we're not going to be running everything simultaneously based off 2 water wheels alone, and while we could expand those water wheels to have more, like have, I don't know, another set of 6 potentially, there's really no need, as I want to get into thermoelectric power most likely. We might go diesel, we might go thermoelectric. It depends on what I can find that is easier to farm, and how, if farming plants for diesel is more efficient than thermoelectric, depending on how much the costing is, we'll do that, if that made any sense. But if the passivity of, that's not a word, but if the passivity of diesel generation isn't the best, we'll probably go thermoelectric as it is passive. But we'll have to see until we get into more immersive engineering. However, next episode, we're definitely going to dive into the Roots mod. It looks pretty interesting. I've never actually messed with Roots. Roots 4, which is a port, was in Skies 2 just recently, but we didn't actually use the mod itself. So I'm excited to dive into that for what it's worth. Nevertheless, we got our water wheels up and running, which gave us a bit of starter power for a metal press and an improved blast furnace. Got a new little base area built as well, alongside a dip into the Nether. As usual, I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode for what it's worth. Like I said, next time we're going to dive into the Roots mod, check that out, and then after that, we're going to look into getting a better power source. We'll see which one we're going to go with, whether that be diesel or thermoelectric. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What is the better power source? We might do both, who knows? If you did enjoy this video, leave a like, it means a lot. If you have any tips for me, leave them in the comments below, I do appreciate it. However, don't spoil anything in the pack. I'd prefer to play this as blind as possible, but if there's any tips for stuff we've already set up or stuff we're coming close to, I don't mind. And if you guys don't want to miss any future uploads in this series or anything else I do on the channel, hit that subscribe button. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye!